Shalom. I want to start by saying Kal Halal Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Rakakadash. Double honors to the Apostle of the Great Millstone and to the hopeful elect pushing his word in sincerity and truth across the four corners of the earth. Today, the lesson is about temptation. And temptation can come through anything. It can come through, lust, envy, jealousy, really anything. It can come through anything. Greed, and in truth, you're going to be tempted all the time. All the time. All the time. All the time. And you have to fight it. You have to fight it. You can't give into it. Because as soon as you give into that one thing, it leads to another, right? It leads to lust, or it can lead to greed, and it leads to another. And at the end, it leads to your death. Right? I just have there's an example I want to talk about. And you can really expand on it in more directions. You feel free to, but I just want to talk about like the temptation of how how a little thing, right, how it can spawn from a little thing and spread to a big thing, which is your death, losing your life. And in the truth, losing your life is basically falling out, right? So you have to fight temptation at all times, because it's a form of suffering when you're going through it, because you're tempted when you're suffering and you're going through it, and the Most High is testing you through Satan. You're suffering, and you're like, oh man, like say if it's like your bank, you lose all your money in your bank for some reason, like you have to pay a car bill, you're in a car accident, and now you have no money in your bank. Now you have to struggle. Now you have to basically, maybe you have to go through some days without eating, right? And there might be an option to get some money real quick, right, through any means that's not righteous. And you probably you probably sit there and try and reason with yourself why it's okay for you to do this, right? But at the same time, you don't realize that voice is talking to you is not your voice, right? It's Satan talking to you. Like, hey, but you were talking your voice and make it sound very illogical. But you have to just go back to the scriptures and understand why you're in this truth, and that the fact that you're going to be tempted. Anytime that time is happening, you're being tempted, all right, and you're being tested. So he's tempting you to bite in his apple, right? And follow his ways. As soon as you bite in the apple, then it's very dangerous. Very dangerous. That's why you always have to resist. You always have to resist and just stay true to what we're about in the truth. And for example, for myself, my own testimony, I have to pay my car, obviously. My car is always one thing after another. My car breaks down, or this thing happens, or this thing happens, or this thing happens. It's always something breaking down, and I have to pay for it, right? There's a lot of money. It's not cheap. But, there's times where I don't have money. It's just a reality. But, I still, because there's ways I could probably get some more money through work, but it's not the righteous way of doing it, right? Right, because it's just going to lead to trouble. I'm going to get in trouble, and I'm talking about in the carnal world. I'll get in trouble, maybe lose my job, right? But in the spiritual world, I'll lose my life, right? So I fear the Most High, so I'm not even going to even go there. I'm not even going to try that, right? But the temptation's there, right? And it's always when you're going through something, that's when the temptation appears. Okay, boom, right? Any type of suffering, that's when the temptations start to appear. Now, what I want to talk about, let me just get started, is about Judas and that story. I'm not going to go too deep into it, but I'm going to start off at Matthew 26 and 41. And let me just bear with me. Get the phone up. Blue letter. So I want to look up temptation. Okay. Bear with me. course, no internet connection. All right. It's okay. Second. All right, well, I don't want to waste any more time. Phone doesn't want to work right now. Okay, so we're going to start off at Matthew 26 and 41. Watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. So I'm going to read that again. Watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. Okay, so watch and pray. So watch, keep your eyes, keep your awareness on. Watch what's going on and pray. So see what's going on and pray that you don't fall into temptation, because, just like the example I said about myself, like through that scenario, I was watching what was going on and I prayed. I prayed every night. I prayed that the Most High give me the strength to move righteously. And that was just an example, but that I don't enter temptation. I don't take a bite of these apples. Because like it says, the spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. So my spirit doesn't want to go into to enter temptation. It doesn't want to at all. But the flesh is weak. The flesh is weak. The flesh is weak. Like it's like, I haven't eaten. Oh man, let me just go get some of the, let me go do this thing here and get this money so I can eat this food. That's gonna quench me for maybe an hour. Right? But what I'm doing to get the food will destroy me for life. So it's not worth it. Right? Right? So, wish my phone was working so I can go into temptation, but that's okay. Matthew. So we're going to jump to Matthew 26 and 14. Okay, so we'll read Matthew 26 and 14, and we're going to read up to 16. Then one of the 12, called Judas Iscariot, went unto the chief priests, and said unto them, What will ye give me, and I will deliver him unto you? So he's talking to the chief priests, and actually, let me start off at 10, so this makes more sense. So Matthew 26 and 10. When Yahushua understood it, he said unto them, Why trouble ye the woman? For she hath wrought a good work upon me. So Yahushua is talking to the priests. For ye have the poor always with you, but me ye have not always. For in that she hath poured this ointment on my body, she did it for my burial. Verily I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached in the whole world, there shall also this, that this woman hath done, be told for memorial of her. All right, so that's just a whole another lesson. But he's just saying for what she did, putting the ointment on him. The fact that she even did that, for forever, there's going to be a memorial for this woman. Okay? We continue. Okay. Then one of the 12, called Judas Iscariot, went unto the chief priests, and said unto them, What will ye give me, and I will deliver him unto you? So he's asking, how much will you give me if I deliver Yahushua to you guys? How much? Huh? So now he's thinking about money. Trying to get rich. Trying to get abundance. And they covenanted with him for 30 pieces of silver. So they said, we'll do it for 30 pieces of silver. And gave him that. 30 pieces of silver. This is how much it costs. This is how much we'll give you. Right? And from that time, he sought opportunity to betray him. Right? So, right there, from that time is when he basically sought the opportunity to betray Yahushua. Right? So he was tempted for whatever reason. You can say it was the jealousy. It was the jealousy. And then the jealousy went into the opportunity of, okay, right? So how much money can I get from this now? Right? How much money can I get for delivering him to you guys? Right? And then just the thought of doing that, went into betrayal. You sought to betray him. He hasn't betrayed him yet. Well, technically, he has already betrayed him, but physically, he hasn't done it yet, right? He's taking the money, but it hasn't been acted out yet. But you're really spiritual, he already betrayed him. So now we're gonna jump to 1 Timothy 6 and 9. So bear with me. 1 Timothy. Okay, so 1 Timothy 6 and 9. But they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare. So, let me read it again. But they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare. So, Judas was, he wanted to be rich. How much money can I get? Right? And I have no idea how he was, how financially he was dealing with back then. I have no idea, right? But regardless, he wanted money. He was looking a way to make some money out of this situation because he was jealous of Yahushua, right? So, but they that will be rich, so he wanted to be rich, right? Right? Said he talked to the priest, said, "How much can I get for delivering him onto you?" Right? They said 30 pieces. Gave him 30 pieces. Right? Fall into temptation. So he fell into temptation and a snare. So it was a trap. As soon as he did that, it was a trap. Like I said, physically, he hasn't betrayed him yet. Well, technically taking the money, he did betray him. But spiritually, he already did. It was a trap. Once he did that, it was done. It was done because Yahushua already talked back in the supper that one of them would have betrayed him. One of them was going to betray him. Right? So, he fell into the trap. And into many foolish and hurtful lusts. So, but they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts. Right? It was foolish what he did. Well, first of all, it was hurtful to Yahushua, right? And to the brothers. It's just like we're supposed to be we're all brothers. We eat, we sleep, and we laugh with Yahushua. And this is what you did, right? Because of your own jealousy. Right? It was hurtful on so many levels, and it was foolish. Right? He's innocent blood. You did a foolish thing for 30 pieces of silver, right? Right? Just because of the jealousy, because of jealousy, he fell into the temptation of getting this money to betray his brother, right? Which drowned men in destruction and perdition. Which drowned men, so he's drowning, right? Drowning. So you know what it is when someone drowns in water, like there's no chance. Like unless someone comes to save them, they're done, they're finished, right? Like your lungs is gonna fill with water, and then you're finished. You can't breathe and you die. You fall into the bottom of the ocean, right? Which drowned man in destruction. So he's drowning in destruction and perdition. So like he's finished, like he's finished, right? And I'm just talking about this example right now, but you can use it for anything. Once this happens, you're finished, right? Only the power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua can save you, right? That's the only way. For the love of money is the root of all evil. For the love of money is the root of all evil. Whew. Right? You can expand on this about money. But in this situation, it was money. Right? 60 pieces of silver. 60 pieces of silver. Which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith. So as soon as he did that, because he coveted the money from the priest, he erred from the faith of Yahushua, erred from the truth. As soon as he did that, and pierced themselves through. So let me read that again. For the love of money is the root of all evil. Right. So that's where evil stems from. for the love of money. Not money, but the love of money. Okay? Which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many arrows. So that's what he did in this situation. Many arrows. So you're finished. You're finished. Okay, so that was it on that. I did want to look up, but my phone is not working at the moment. So we're going to jump back to Matthew 26. And 46 to 50. Okay. Matthew 26 and 46. Rise, let us be going. Behold, he is at hand Rise, let us be going. Behold, he is at hand that doth betray me. So Yahushua is talking about Judas to the apostles. And while he yet spake, lo, Judas, one of the 12, came, and with him a great multitude with swords and staves, from the chief priests and elders of the people. So now he came with the people, right? They have they have some men with swords, right? And the elders and the priests are all together. It's like almost like in Frankenstein, if you watch the movie, and everyone comes against them, you got all the townspeople and they got their stakes and their torches, is like that. Now he that betrayed him gave them a sign, saying, whomsoever I shall kiss, that same is he. Hold him fast. So he basically said, whoever I go and kiss, that's a sign. Whoever I go and kiss, that's a person. So hold him quick. Hold him real quick. Hold him tight. That's a person. That's a person we're looking for. And forthwith he came to Yahushua and said, Hail, Master, and kissed him. So he basically gave a sign, said, is Yahushua, that's the person that we're looking for. And Yahushua said unto him, Friend, wherefore art thou come? Then came they and laid hands on Yahushua and took him. So they basically took Yahushua because Judas pointed out he was the one that they're looking for. So we're going to jump now to Matthew 27. 27 and 1. So far you can see how it's building for Judas and what's happening, right? It started from the little thing and it's building and building and building and building and building. It's just getting worse, right? And he's not even aware of it. Because as soon as he fell into that temptation, it was a trap. You fall into the trap, it's like the sunken place, it's the abyss. Just keep falling. Right? So Matthew 27 and 1. When the morning was come, all the chief priests and elders of the people took counsel against Yahushua to put him to death. So now, because of what Judas did, Yahushua is on a council to be put to death. Right? And when they had bound him, they led him away and delivered him to Pontius Pilate, the governor. And when they had bound him, they led him away and delivered him to Pontius Pilate, the governor. Then Judas, which had betrayed him, when he saw that he was condemned, repented himself. So Judas, when he seen Yahushua and his brother, right, the Lord, his friend that he betrayed, and seen what he did to him, he repented and brought again the 30 pieces of silver to the chief priests and elders. So now he repented. He's like, whoa, what have I done? And went to the chief priests and elders with the 30 pieces of silver, saying, I have sinned in that I have betrayed the innocent blood. And they said, what is that to us? So these guys were wicked. These guys are Israelites. These guys were wicked. They said, he was repenting because he's like, oh my gosh, what did I do? This is innocent blood. Look what I've done. And he's repenting to these so-called spiritual elders, right? But they're like, okay, well, and I'll read it again. They said, what is that to us? Like, okay, what does that have to do with us? That you, because you condemned innocent blood. What does that have to do with us? We didn't do anything. That's you. What are you talking about? Don't try and put us with what you did. This is you. This is your lot. You did this, not us. See thou to that. And he cast down the pieces of silver in the temple. So he threw them down and departed and went and hanged himself. So he went and hanged himself. So if you want to, I remember I was reading earlier, I think it was, let me go back, Matthew 26. Nope. Sloppy. No. I think it was 1 Timothy as I was reading. Yes. So 1 Timothy 6 and 9. But so this is basically back to what just happened. But they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition. So what just happened to Judas? It's not what just happened to him. It was all from the smallest thing. But the smallest thing was the biggest thing. Right? So now we're going to jump to 1 James 1 and 12. 1 James. Okay, 1 James 1 and 12. So this basically is the point. Blessed is the man that endureth temptation. So endure to suffer, right? To suffer. You suffer the temptation. Temptation can be around you all the time. That's just reality. And it's because we have the truth. We realize there's temptations around us all the time. When we're in the world, we didn't realize that. We just thought it was a normal thing. Oh, yeah, sure, I'm going to do this because I feel like this is the right thing to do. Meanwhile, you're being tempted. But now when you're in the truth and you have the truth, and you have the word, the Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, you realize the temptations around you all the time. You can't bite into that. You have to endure it. You have to suffer. For when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life. So the end, right? You endure, you suffer, you receive the crown of life. Everlasting life. That's your reward. Lord willing, I'm one of the elect. That's what I want. I want the crown of life. Right? Just got to suffer. You got to endure. And it's just going to get worse. You can see what's going on right now in this world. Right? Everything's it's building and building and building. YouTube's about to get closed down soon. You know? It's getting worse. But you guys endure it because things are just going to get a lot worse than this. What's happening? This is nothing really. Especially if you're just reading the scripture, it tells you this is nothing right now. It's about to get a lot worse. Which the Lord hath promised to them that love him. Slaki. Let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of Yahweh. For Yahweh cannot be tempted with evil, neither tempteth he any man. But every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lusts. So, in Judas' example, he was drawn away of his own lust, right? Lust for money, love for money, because of his jealousy to Yahweh Shai. And enticed, because he's seen an opportunity. It's like an opportunity to get rid of him, so all the spotlight can be on him, right? Then when lust hath conceived, it bringeth forth sin. And sin, when it is finished, bringeth forth death. Right? So as soon as he, if you can say physically, as soon as he sinned and he's seen his brother, right? And if you go back realistically, spiritually, he already sinned as soon as he took the money. Really, if you go further, as soon as he was jealous of his brother, right? But if you're gonna, as soon as he said he realized what happened, now his brother is actually being condemned, right? What did he do? He went and hanged himself. He went and hanged himself, right? When it is finished, bring it forth death. Now, this is a good example, right? It's in the scriptures for example. It's a lesson. It's a warning. It's a warning. 16, do not err, my beloved brethren. Every good gift and every perfect gift is from above, and cometh down from the Father of lights, which whom is no variableness, neither shadow of turning. Right? So that's basically the point. And I just want to leave it at that. Don't want to talk too much. I want to close off by saying, Kal Halal Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Rakah Kadash. Double honors to the apostles of the Great Millstone, and to the hopeful elect, pushing his word and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. Death and destruction to his wicked kingdom, and to the 2/3 of Israel. Shalom.